Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua stormed Kigari TTC AIC Church in Embu as he had promised. By yesterday, there was a communication from the deputy that he would be there today. They were supposed to meet with the president for the first time since the impeachment storm started. But the president, acting on the advice from the NIS, made a last-minute cancellation of that event, and instead the president decided to worship at the AIC Milimani Church. And Rigathi Gachagua had got one message to the president. We were elected under one ticket. We were elected by the people of Kenya, and therefore 300 people somewhere cannot sit and overturn the will of the people. And he told his supporters that there is a God. Man can plan, mischief against him, but there is a God who will prevail upon this case. And Rigathi told the congregants that he's got faith in the Supreme Court that they will dispense justice to the people of Kenya.
Yale yote ambayo inaendelea Kenya msijali. Si ndio? Si iko Mungu mbinguni? Sisi ni Wakristo na tunamwamini Mwenyezi Mungu. Na Mungu atafanya mapenzi yake. Binadamu wanaweza panga mambo mingi lakini iko Mungu mbinguni. Muendelee kutuombea. Muendelee kuombea nchi yetu. Sisi tulichaguliwa na watu wengi hawa ya Embu. Si ndio? Sijui kama tawezekana tulichaguliwa na hii watu wote tufukuzwe na watu wachache. Hiyo ni haki kweli watu ya Embu? Na ndio mimi namshukuru huyu mjumbe wenu Getonga Mukunji, alipiga kura, alisikiza watu wa Embu vile wanase. Hata huyu Dabwen alikuwa ameandika barua, akakuja Embu, akasikiza watu, akapinduka. Akafuata vile wananchi wanafanya nini? Kwa sababu sisi zote ni watu ya kuchaguliwa. Na ni vizuri usikize ile watu ambao wamefanya nini? Kwa hivyo watu wa Embu mlichagua mimi na President William Ruto, mkatupatia kura zenu zote. Tungeuliza uamuzi wa raia uheshimike. Kwa sababu raia wanapiga kura miaka 5. Na ni mzuri kuheshimu uamuzi wa nini? Lakini sisi tuna imani kubwa sana na mahakama zetu. Our judiciary is very professional, and I have no doubt in my mind that our eminent judges will protect and uphold the Constitution, the rule of law, and always make sure that the will of the people is sovereign. Na tukiwa, that is the way a good country runs. So watu wa Kenya wako na imani sana, and they have faith that our courts of law will protect and uphold our constitution, and most importantly, always protect the will of the people, because the people are supreme.
If you look at Rigathi Gachagua, he has gained some confidence. I think there are stages. At some point, Rigathi was really shocked about the fact that he was to be impeached. But now it seems like he has accepted and is ready for any eventuality. And he has seen the support that Kenyans are giving him, because Kenyans are expressing pure love to Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi understands very well that his boss is slowly becoming very unpopular among the people. But as this was happening, William Ruto has opened another war with some clergy. There's this group of clergy that has decided that they are no longer going to massage William Ruto. They are not going to massage the members of parliament who are playing games with Kenyans, because it is very clear for anyone who wants to see that there's witch hunt against Rigathi Gachagua. And there are rumors that several pastors and bishops are being hunted by the DCI because some of their summons are really becoming a thorn in the flesh to William Ruto. Some of them are talking about stealing and haste in the government. Others are even saying that if Rigathi Gachagua has to go home, he has to be accompanied by the president, because both of them are saying and doing the same thing. In fact, others are even saying, now sponsoring candidates against members of parliament who betrayed Rigathi Gachagua, especially in Mount Kenya. And I understand that some of them are under siege and they are being pursued by the arm of the government.
This is my stand. I don't care whether he will be impeached. Me, I don't know who is Gachagua. I've never drunk even his Coca-Cola. That is his problem. But if Gachagua must leave the office, he should go with the president. All the government must be impeached. Our nation is not ready to go to the streets. Our sons and daughters are...
If you are a thief, quit stealing. Instead, use your hands for good hard work and then give generously to others in need. This verse is for the thieves, especially those who are in the thieves who are with us in this mass, na wezi wenye wanatufuata kwa mtandao. Wezi mmesikia? Hapa kunao. Unaniangalia aje suspiciously? Ephesians 4:28. Nataka nisome tena ili wezi msikia.
Dada moja anaitwa Christina Shusho aliyeimba wimbo Zakayo shuka, lakini Zakayo bado wanapanda. Zakayo amepanda sana. Sijui atafika wapi Zakayo. Hatumuoni. Hata ako huko kwa hizo miti hatumuoni sasa. It was even better, wakati tuko tumeanza hii story, lakini sasa tumeongea tunaomba shuka yake ni kwenda bottom up nini bana. Hizo stories za jaba hizo ni mambo ya hakuna hizo. The hustlers yeah, hustlers. This is the walk and what's this? Sasa mliamka mapema kupiga kura. Some amke mapema zaidi kutafuta pesa za kulipa kodi. Mliamka saa 12 kuvote, some amke saa 9 kutafuta kodi. Tuko tu hapa tu. Alafu mamwe Mungu amsaidie. Atatusaidia tu, maana yeye ni wa huruma, atatusaidia. Atajua vile sijui kata ni mti, anaweza hata kata mti. Wajua Mungu ako na njia nyingi, Ama akipanda hivyo akutane kuna wanyama wengine huko juu watafanya.
Kama hapa kuna mtu amesoma anaweza simama MP, asimame angengana na kengana kwa sababu hakuna kiti ya mtu. Na mimi huwa nasema hivyo, simamisheni na tutawasupport na nitakupea loan. Mimi sisimami, lakini hatuwezi kubali mbunge wetu ndiye mtu wa kwanza kwenda kuweka sign deputy president wetu aende nyumbani. We cannot allow. Na Kengara aambiwe tulikuwa tumeenda vizuri, lakini hakuja kutuuliza sisi kama wanaroiro tunasema nini. Sisi hatujasema vile mbunge wetu alisema. We are not in agreement with him. Haya mambo mengine yote ya basare na vile yeye hutupea chakula, hapo ni kitole. Lakini hapo kwa sahihi alitukosea. Sasa mmejua mnahali direction iko.
One of the communications was from Tuko, and they were singling out this sermon about stealing as the one that has caused this clergy to be sought by the DCI. But they have confirmed that this is not from their communication. Be that as it may, if you looked at Ruto's body language and the countenance when this pastor was preaching, and this pastor was very deliberate, even asking, ama kuna wezi hapa, do we have some thieves around? And the sermon was spot on. Because as we engage and delve in Rigathis Oster, there are a lot happening in the country. Adani Kentraco deal was just signed the other day when we are being blindfolded to look at this impeachment. And some people now try to sanitize one part of the presidency and mudsling the other part. Yet Kenyans can see that these people are all the same. In fact, when Rigathi said that I've borrowed heavily from my boss, that we can always criticize independent institutions, Kenyans were convinced, even those who had not watched those videos when William Ruto was criticizing the former IG of police, Mitambai, and even the former NIS. We also know that there's a lot of corruption in the country. No one is talking about this corruption. Instead, there is this nonsense of alliances that are now being formed. People are already talking about 2027. Shame. We should be ashamed of ourselves. And so it seems the church has decided that just like during the era of people like Ndingimwana Anzeki, people like Timothy Njoya, when the church stood against the oppression of the government, they have realized that they've been so quiet for so long. They have realized that they betrayed Kenyans, and now they have decided to stand up and be counted. Because if the church would stand up, would rise up to the occasion, and they join hands with their congregation, I can assure you that the government will listen to them. You remember during the Gen Z protest, some churches opened up, and they acted as rescue centers when the police was throwing tear gas and live bullets, and they even had some medical center there. Water was presented. I remember some parents went to churches and they were saying, we have failed our children because we sit back and watch as Gen Zs go to the streets. If the church would rise up, I can assure you that this is the kind of pressure that William Ruto needs. And let me tell you, it is the church that William Ruto used in 2022 to rise up to power. This time round, the church is slowly but surely leaving William Ruto because there were a lot of promises. I remember there are members of the society who voted William Ruto because they believe William Ruto was a man of God. You know, Rachel says that she's a prayer warrior. Rigathi Gachagua, the Rigathi Gachagua's spouse is a pastor. And so when they presented themselves as this holier than thou leadership, and some people voted them after they said that Raila was an antichrist, that Raila could not even give his money to the church. But as we speak today, they have become a shadow of their former selves, and people can see that the church was just used as a rider. The church was used as a ladder so that they could rise up to what they wanted. Once they gained the leadership that they wanted, they have turned against their people. The opposition and the government have joined together. There is a lot of wrangles between the deputy and the president. There's a lot of corruption that is being perpetuated, coupled with wastage, and we are selling our country to the dogs. And the church has decided that enough is enough. If William Ruto opens another war and he begins hunting them, harassing them, apprehending them, it is going to backfire on him, because the church converges a lot of people and they act as opinion shapers. That is how the church managed to hoodwink and indoctrinate the members of our country, and they voted for William Samoei Ruto. That is gone. And I wonder how William Ruto will ascend to power, because the hustler narrative can no longer sell. Hakuna mama mboga tena, because even in his appointments, he never considered any mama mboga. Even in the reconstitution of the cabinet after Gen Z's protest, he never considered any mama mboga. So this time round, all the lies have fallen to a foot, and people know and they can predict. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be very hard for William Ruto in 2027. The church has decided that they are not going to fear anymore. Kenyans are slowly but surely rising up And I believe that come 2027, there will be a formation that belongs to Kenyans. Not ODM, not UDA, not Jubilee, not Wiper, name them. There will be a vehicle that belongs to the common man. And that is the vehicle that will take people to the real Canaan, to the next destination.